And after the calamity, many people in the hill state are now leaving their homes to stay safe.
It's almost 5 o'clock here at Dhasra village, and you can see most houses out here have locks on their doors. The reason for that is that it's not safe to stay in this village up here, high up in the mountains. And the reason for that is that because of the incessant rains, people fear that even these houses will be inundated with landslides. In fact, the entire village moves further uphill for their safety. We're going to accompany them and show you exactly how they spend the night.
Leaving home to be safe, the bitter irony of this village in Uttarkashi. Located at over 7,000 feet, Dhasra was spared the physical devastation other parts of the state suffered. But clearly, the mental trauma has shattered the peace. Last year's rainfall loosened rock and soil just above the village. After this year's downpour, villagers feel there's a landslide waiting to happen. So every night, they trek 2 kilometers to higher ground.
Well, this lady is 80 years old, and she's making the journey to a higher spot, but she's not going to be coming back tomorrow morning. In fact, everyone comes back, but आप 4 दिन रहेंगे वहाँ ऊपर. She's going to stay up at least for 4 days because it's obviously not easy for her to get up each day and come back. This is a scene that's repeated now for the past months and a half now, as the villagers of this village just go up to higher ground, beyond where the cracks have appeared. They all live in fear of what could happen. They all make this journey. They vacate the entire village, leaving just locks on their doors as they go to safer grounds higher up.
After about 2 hours of trekking in the rain, Indri Devi and others reached this relatively flat patch on top of the mountain. Scattered with huts and tents put together in a hurry by the villagers of Dhasra.
Well, we've trekked for the whole day and we've finally made it here on top of the mountain, 9,000 feet above sea level. This is where Pratham Singh and his family, in fact the entire village, treks up to on top of the mountain. They made these makeshift huts, literally logs thrown together, leaves and moss thrown together as the wall. It's a very makeshift arrangement. They're just barely keeping the rain out. Behind his sons, you can actually see that he's even got his cow and his calf as well.
2-3 किलो चावल दे रहे, पता है बिस्किट की आपको बताया मैंने, बिस्किट के पैकेट दे रहे, बच्चों के जैसे खिलौना दे रहे, उससे क्या हम अपना जुगाड़ कर लेंगे 4 महीने तक. गवर्नमेंट को सोचना चाहिए कि लोग बड़ी परिस्थिति में 2012 से है, तो अब 2013 लग गया तो अभी कुछ ये नहीं हो रहा हमारा.
Dhasra, like several other remote villages, is accessible only by a steep trek up the mountain. The nearest road is 8 kilometers away, and even that was washed away 2 weeks ago. Now, as rations run low, most families are surviving by eating their potato crop. For the past 2 years, the villagers say that they have noticed the fissures getting bigger on the land above their village. So far, appeals to the government to relocate the village have been ignored. And as the rest of Uttarakhand begins the process of rebuilding its destroyed infrastructure, for these people, each night brings added uncertainty. With Hridesh Joshi, Vijay Patwal, Gopal Singh and Siddharth Pandey, this is Amitot Singh for NDTV.